Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. So I've got a couple of visuals for you. The first one is an educator, right? Like you're in a classroom and you're watching what's going on, and you've got the teacher at the front, and he or she's writing all of the notes on the wall, and all the kids are doing what? Well, hopefully they're taking great notes, but they're listening. They're not talking to her or him. They're listening to the teacher. Here's the reality, right? That person, that teacher, has a very specific curriculum that they're teaching from, right? There's very specific things that they are tasked with making sure that the students know and can take out and use in the world moving forward, right? Unfortunately, with our life, it's not like that, is it? We don't have a curriculum like, oh, here's a seller and all sellers are created equal. That's really not the case, right? All sellers have one goal in mind, for example, like I want to sell my home, but the reality is there's a bunch of different pieces that go to that. Another visual for you is that person who is in an interview, or you're connecting with them, you're having a meeting, and all they do is talk. They just fill the space with talk. Talk, 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 talk. They're there to tell you all about them and tell you all about their opinions and their ideas. And you come out of those, the first thing that happens if you're at lunch, right, they haven't finished your lunch, you finish your lunch like in 5 minutes, right? The other thing is that you leave there really understanding that person doesn't know you at all, doesn't know anything about what your challenges are, what your dreams are. There's very little connection, although they may feel quite the opposite, right? But they didn't gain any information. All they did was be the teacher, if you will. So here's my challenge to you, right? Don't be the average agent. The average agent in my mind is the person that gets the phone call that says, hey, listen, Todd, I'm interested in selling my house. Can you come down? Absolutely, I'll be right there, right? And boom, they're out the door, and boom, they've got their listing presentation. Hopefully they've printed off some CMAs, and they're ready to go. They get their marketing, and yeah, of course I want to see the house, and yeah. Then they just all over the potential seller with all the things they're going to do and all the things that are important. This is why you should choose me, and this is why I'm great, and this is why. Instead, what about turning that around and becoming the learner first? See, in life, I don't care whether or not it's clients, whether or not it's your spouse, your friends, your kids. In life, we must first learn so that we can connect and be the consummate professional and teacher in the areas that we are skilled as professionals. So I'll give you an example. If I got the phone call and I said, absolutely, I'd love to talk to you about selling your house. Can we take a couple of minutes right now and let me ask you some questions? Do I have an interview sheet? Of course I do. I have a seller interview intake, and it has a bunch of really wonderful questions that help me get to the real root of what the seller is trying to accomplish. What that does is it allows me to then come to an appointment as someone who has taken the time to learn what's important to my potential client. And then I get to be an incredible teacher. But I only teach to the things that are important to the client. Make sense? And listen, it's the same thing with our relationships. Bottom line is, and we've heard this before, right? You need to meet your people where they are at. Well, first you have to find out where they're at. So be an amazing learner. Find out what's challenging your kids, really challenging. The way you do that is by asking questions and listening. Asking questions and listening. And if you're not getting where they're at, then you need to ask better questions. There are a tremendous amount of resources which are great questions. There's a great book called Coaching Questions. There are some great faith-based books about raising kids, and then of course, like I don't even need to talk about marital relations or spouses or that kind of thing. But here's the bottom line. I challenge you this week and beyond to be a better learner than you are a teacher. Ask great questions, listen, identify the challenges, and then go out and solve those challenges as a professional so that you can do way more business, have way better relationships, and frankly, just live a better, more fulfilling life, period. Hope this helps. Please share this, comment, give me a thumbs up. Your energy and your feedback, it means the world to me. And as always, be distinctive.